Well, Liam, mission accomplished. Another win on the back of last week, but you're made fight for it all the way.
Yeah, and look, I suppose, Colin, that's exactly it. It's probably mission accomplished. The game is, as I said last week, is to come out of the group stages for the knockout stages. So look, it's mission accomplished in that sense. Made fight all the way, absolutely. But look, I suppose there was never going to be anything other than that coming from Cappamore. We played them last year and there was a draw, so we knew that there was going to be nothing in it either. Tonight they had a fine win in round one, hurling really well, working really hard, so we knew it was going to be a really tough battle.
What do you think made a difference in the end?
Probably just maybe a little bit of the scoring ability in front. I felt in the first half we got a huge amount of ball into our full forward line, but maybe didn't get the return on it. But maybe in the second half we were that more clinical in front of goals.
What do you think you need to work on? Obviously the games come thick and fast. You're back in action again next weekend.
Yeah, and that's the difficulty. You're playing 3 championship matches in 15 days essentially. So that's kind of, I suppose, look, you could maybe tell the fact that we only played last weekend in terms of maybe some of the hurling tonight wasn't maybe as sharp as last week. So look, I suppose the big thing for us is that we go after recovery this week and try and get ourselves in the best possible shape for next Sunday.
And I suppose the fact that it was a very competitive game today, it should stand to you going into that game.
Yeah, massively. Look, I suppose we were a little bit surprised in terms of how much of a win we had last week. So I'm actually delighted that we got a really tough game where fellas had to really put a shoulder to the wheel and dig out a result in difficult circumstances. So that should definitely bode well for the remainder of the competition.
What will the focus be on during the week in training?
Look, ourselves really, we'll analyse the video over the next couple of 3 or 4 days and see then after that in terms of what it is that we really need to work on. Knockany won't be giving us anything soft either, but look, we'll focus on ourselves and see where we go from there.
This championship, I suppose, in previous years had been run off with group of 8, 7 games. It's a shortened version. So what challenges does that pose to management and players?
Yeah, well look, I suppose there's very little room for mistakes really. I suppose in a 7-game league campaign you can afford maybe to lose 1 or 2, but certainly in a group of 4 with 2 to qualify, if you have one poor night it could really hamper your season. So that's probably the challenge for both management and players, that you've got to be on the ball every night you go out.
When you sat down to review last year and looked ahead to this year, were there particular areas you were looking to improve on, or?
Yeah, well look, I suppose we didn't tend to dwell too much on last year. Last year was last year. I know we'd have been all disappointed that we were beaten in the county final, but I suppose look, you have to look at the positives as well, the fact that we got there. But look, as I said to you, we very much put last year in the rear view mirror. We have different players playing this year than what were there last year. So look, we're, as I said at the start, we're looking at taking it one game at a time and just focusing on that really.